Okay, so every time I wear this shirt, I'm always like, damn, Megan, stop looking at me like that. Like, whew, whew. Anyways, I just wanted to preface this video by saying I've been cancer free for 2 years. So, yeah, here's the story. Okay, so we got to get comfortable for these videos because these are serious videos. But I just wanted to talk about surviving lung cancer and my story on how I found out that I got it. Okay, I will begin this by this was during my first stint of sobriety. And you know what? I was just feeling my testicles like any normal man does, just feeling them and checking them. And I noticed a lump on one of them. And I was like, okay, that's weird. But like, sometimes I've had things come and go down there. And, I probably should have got them checked. But, like sometimes things come and go down there. And it was down there for about a week. And I was like, okay, this isn't going away, so I am gonna go to the doctor. And I'm really glad I noticed this during my sobriety because if I was drunk, I probably would have just woke up in the morning, like every single morning, and drank, and I would have never gone to the doctors. But so I went to the doctors and they inspected my testicle, and then I got sent to a urologist. And the urologist was like, we don't know if it's cancer, but we have to remove it. And that's the weird thing about testicular cancer is that there could be like what the little mass or whatever, the tumor that's growing on your testicle, it may not even be cancer, but they have to remove it to find out. So they removed it and they found out it was cancer. And my oncologist in the city I live in was like, oof, like, yeah, was was like a little bit more serious. Like he had a little bit more serious of a tone that they found out that it was cancer. So then I went through the whole process of getting X-rays and MRIs, and they noticed something in my lungs. And after that, I went and got blood work, and there is an indicator. I forget which, I think it's your HCG, but it should only be found in women. But if it's found in men, it usually means a tumor is growing. So, yeah, the doctor brought me in. I was with my mom, and the doctor was like, you have lung cancer. And I was like, well, that sucks. Like, I don't want to have cancer. And like, I was very nonchalant about it. I make jokes about things. I don't take things very seriously. But yeah, so I had lung cancer and it was stage 3A lung cancer. And I only just recently looked this up, but the survival rate of stage 3A lung cancer is only 37%. I'm just going to add one quick thing here. So the survival rate for stage 3A is 37%, and the survival rate for 3B is lower, and like the survival rate for 3C is like, I think it's like 12 to 17%. So out of all the letterings of lung cancer you'd want to get. Not that you'd want to get cancer, but this was the one that, I had the highest probability of surviving on. So, yeah, I just wanted to go quickly add that in. And normally, I wouldn't have done chemo. I would have tried to find a more natural way of healing it, but the oncologist said it was so rapid that like we had to start chemo right away. So I started chemo, and um, if I can describe what chemo felt like, it is like, okay, so I was sober at the time, but I described chemo as like, this is how I felt. But it reminds me that, you just drank 15 beers and then your buddy whips out a 2-6, and then in your drunken stupor, you go to 7-Eleven and you grab a shit ton of fucking, you get those hot dogs and you put all the jalapenos on it. And then you wake up in the morning and you have the worst heartburn of your life and you're hungover. So, yeah, I felt hungover and I had the worst heartburn of all time. I think you get really bad heartburn because, if I'm not mistaken, chemo raises your pH level, so it can get hotter than the actual tumors itself and kill it off. I'm not too sure. I think that's how chemo works, but yeah. And it's funny to think now, like, if if I'd known the survival rate, I probably would have been a little bit more serious about it. But all I did was make jokes about it, and people were very, very like, you know, very gentle with me. But uh, while everybody was being gentle with me, I had one friend who would crack jokes about it, and it made me feel so much better about having cancer. But yeah, that and so I was on a very, very like one of the most extreme chemo regimens there are. I can't remember the name of it, but it is extreme. So like it was a 15-week program, and week one I did chemo 5 days of the week, and then week two I did chemo 2 days of the week, and then week three I did chemo 2 days of the week, and then week four I took a week break, and then we repeated that cycle. And yeah, it was pretty intense, and I never ever ever want to go through that again. Um, if I was gonna like tell anybody anything, um, if you notice anything on your body, like if you feel your testicle and you feel a lump there, go to the doctor right away. Like, no hesitation. Like, just go to the doctor, and because you never know. In fact, like I didn't know. Like I just so it was just by happen by chance I had one day off of work, and because at that time I was working 7 days a week just to pay rent, and I had one day off of work, and I went to the doctors, and yeah, there's a lump on my testicle, and it turned all the way to I got lung cancer because I got what Lance Armstrong. I'm pretty sure it's Lance Armstrong. I can't remember which guy went to the moon and which guy's a cyclist. But I think I'm pretty sure it's Lance Armstrong. His went from his testicle to his lungs to his brain. But luckily, mine only went to my lungs, and they were able to catch it soon enough. and it was gone. And a lot of people go into remission, but mine was I finished my chemo treatment, and 3 months later, my cancer was completely gone. And yeah, I literally snapped back to my normal self pretty quickly. I was wondering why, because I was reading online, like a lot of people, it takes them like a good 6 months to a year to feel normal, but like I literally felt normal after chemo after like a month. Like after a month, I think I started working again like a month and a half, maybe 2 months after my last chemo treatment. So yeah, that's my story of chemo. And yes, like I said, if you feel anything, and women too, if you feel a lump on your breast, go get that shit checked out because you never know. And yeah, so that's my story of having chemo. And it's been a wild 5 years of my life, and it's kind of it's kind of funny to I have this channel just to kind of like talk about it. But yeah, if you have a cancer story, or I don't know what help I can offer, but if you have any questions, like let's say you got diagnosed and you have any questions, you can leave them down below for me. But yeah, this was Life on Paper. My main channel is Paperclip, and yeah, I'll check you guys later.